Hello, in this video I will try to explain you the difficulty single rope, how to judge difficulty single rope. You can see on the FISAC site you will find the judges manual, of course, and on page, let us have a look here, on page 13 it starts explaining the single rope difficulty. It's 2 or 3 pages of a lot of theory, which is not easy to understand if you just read it. That's why I will just go through it really fast, and then with some skills I will explain you all the different types of skills we have and also how to judge them. First of all, I need to say something about repeated skills. In principle, you're not allowed to repeat skills. You are allowed, but you do not get credit for it in difficulty. So if you do a push-up somewhere in your routine and later on you do again the same kind of push-up, then in principle we should not give you a credit anymore for that. The only exception is cross combinations. If you do cross combinations in a row, like for instance from AS to CL to TS, and later on you go from toad to CL to whatever, then this CL is counted 2 times because it was in another cross transition. This is not the case if it is in multiples. So if you would do an inverse TJ followed by a normal TJ followed by a triple CL, and later on you would do another TJ, and then that TJ would not be counted again. Okay, so that's the general rule. In general, do not repeat anything unless it are cross combinations, and so that the combination, the transition is different. I'm telling you this, but I think that most of the judges are not able to see whether the jumpers already did something or not. So in general, I think most of the judges will still give credit for it, although in principle it's not allowed. We have different categories of skills. The first category are all the different crosses. So this part here, there it is explaining you how to judge all these kinds of crosses. So once again, I will not go through these in detail, but you will see later on in this video or in the next video how to judge crosses. The next portion, the next sort of skills, let's say, are multiples, where you do doubles or triples or quads or even faster. What is the general rule there? You will get credit for which kind of multiple you do. If you do a double, you will already at least get a level 1, for a triple a level 2, and for a quad a level 3. But if you even can do some things while you're doing the multiple, or if you're landing in certain skills just right after the multiple, you will also get some extra levels for this. So that's how the judging of the multiples work. Then we go to gymnastics and power skills. In general, power skills, you get 1 extra level for what the rope is doing. So if you're going to a power skill and you're jumping over the rope, you will get 1 extra level for what the rope is doing. The same thing for coming out of power skills, you get 1 extra level. There are some exceptions. When it's a one-handed power, for instance, you get 2 extra levels. When it's the power upside down, like a frog, you also get 2 extra levels, stuff like that. Gymnastics, there are not so many gymnastics for which you get credit, because in difficulty single rope you have to jump the rope in order to get credit. So the stuff like a cartwheel or a round-off, or even a cartwheel without hands, you do not jump the rope, so you do not get credit for difficulty. In general, for gymnastics, the easy gymnastics, you get 1 level more than what the rope is doing. So a basic roll, where you roll over the rope, then you will get 2 levels for this. 1 because you're doing a gymnastic, and 1 because you roll over the rope. Another one is, for instance, a front handspring, because this is already a more difficult gymnastic. We say that for the gymnastic itself you get 2 levels, but because you also manage to get your rope around yourself when you do this gymnastic, you get an extra level, which makes it a level 3. All kind of aerials in which you manage to pull your rope under you, you will also get 3 extra levels this time. So for instance, the suicide, it's 4 levels, because you get 3 levels for the fact that you managed to do this very difficult gymnastic skill. And in general, you also get 1 extra level because your rope is going around the whole body, so that's 3 plus 1 makes 4. Also, when you do a round of back tuck or stuff like that, when you do the back tuck, it's possible that you can do it with a triple under, for instance. A basic triple under, it's level 2, as we already seen. And so because you manage to do this triple under while you're doing this crazy gymnastic skill, you get 3 extra levels for this gymnastic skill. So that's 2 plus 3, so this round of back tuck, it's a level 5 if you do it with a triple. That's the idea of gymnastics and powers. In releases, this you just have to read. I think it's very clear how it is described. It's just every time it becomes more difficult, you get an extra level. If you catch one handle, if you catch two handles, if the rope has made a full revolution in the air, if you can catch the handles while you're still in the air, if you can catch the handles in a restricted position, it all makes a lot of sense. I think this you just have to read and you will understand. And then one more thing, pairs interaction. The general rule for pairs interaction, where you have two people jumping the rope, two people jumping one rope, excuse me, you will get one extra level for what they are doing. So basically, if you're doing a crisscross and you have one person standing in front, and so you're both jumping this one rope that is doing a crisscross, you will get a level 2. So because the crisscross is a level 1, and because you do it in a pairs interaction, you get an extra level. There is one exception to this rule, so the degree of difficulty of the pairs interaction is only as difficult, so you do not get this extra level as a single rope skill is being performed at the time if one of the skippers is not jumping, so if you only have one of the two that is jumping, and also if the handle held by that skipper is not in a restricted position. So if you only have one person that is jumping the rope and that person that is turning the rope is turning in a restricted position, then you still get this extra level. If this person is not turning in a restricted position, you do not get this extra level. So that is in very, very short how the theory works for difficulty single rope. Let's have a look at a lot of skills, and then while they're doing these skills, I will explain you what the level is. Just general footwork like this, it is level 1, that was also stated in the rulebook. The crisscross, this is called the crisscross, this is also a level 1 skill. And then you have a whole bunch of crosses under the leg or behind the back. The first one was a toad, this is a Kruger. This is a TS, all of them are level 2. This is the CL, also a level 2, an AS, a level 2, an EB, a level 2, and this is what we call a weave, is also a level 2. Then we have the inverse toad and the caboose. All of them are level 2. Some easy double unders with a crisscross in are level 2. Why? Because for a double you already get 1 level, and because you managed to do a level 1 skill in your multiple, basically the crisscross, you get an extra level, so that's why it makes a level 2. It's interesting now for you to reread this theory about the multiples, but I don't think that during a freestyle you have enough time to think, oh yeah, it's a double plus a crisscross, so that makes 1 plus 1 is 2. These are just things that after a while you just need to know, otherwise you will not be able to judge a freestyle. But I will give you more examples about the double unders later on. So these ones are all level 2. Also these ones. Basically what you do is again a double under, so at least already a level 1, and you're basically landing in a level 2 skill. You're landing in a toad or you're landing in etc. So landing in a level 2 skill will only give you 1 extra level. Later on we will see some things where you land in a level 3 skill, then you will get 2 extra levels. Landing in a level 4 transition will give you 3 extra levels, and so on. So here a double under, it's already 1 level, and then because you land in a level 2 you get an extra level, so 1 plus 1 makes 2. So that's why these kind of doubles are level 2. Then we have triples without a cross in it, or without any, basically without anything in it. That is of course a level 2, because that's just a plain triple. The next ones are the easy releases. So as I mentioned, if you just get rid of one rope and then you catch it again, it will be a level 2. Just have a look again at the rulebook. It's explained very well, the releases. It's really not that difficult to judge those. This is also a level 2 release. Next is the elephant. That's another one that I forgot. So that's also of this group of skills such as the toad and the Kruger and the TS and so on. This is the elephant. If you do all of those backwards, it's also a level 2. So an elephant backwards, toad, Kruger, etc. All of those backwards, it's also a level 2. And you are allowed to do them backwards. You do get credit for it again. So if you do an elephant forwards and later on in the routine an elephant backwards, you get 2 times the level 2. The next skill is a frog, so the basic power skills. coming out of the frog is a level 2. Why? Because you come out of a power skill. For that you get 1 level, and basically what your rope is doing is a basic jump. It is also a level 1, so 1 plus 1 makes 2. The same thing for coming out of a push-up. It's also a level 2 because of the same reason. One small remark: going to a push-up, going to a frog like this, where you do not jump the rope and you're going to the power, you do not get credit for that part in difficulty because you do not jump the rope. I mentioned that a lot of crosses, such as the Toad, the Kruger and so on, are level 2. There are some exceptions. That is the TS backwards, that this one only backwards. Also backwards CL and backwards AS, they are level 3 because they are, and we have to face it, more difficult than the normal crosses. Once again, it's only when you do them backwards that it's a level 3. Then the triples with a cross are level 3. Why? Because triple unders are already a level 2, and you manage to do a level 2 skill while you're in the air, basically the crisscross, so 2 plus 1 makes 3. This is a level 3, all of those triples with crosses. The difficult doubles, what I would call the difficult doubles, what you do while you do the double, while you are in the air of the double, you're doing a level 2 while you're in the air. Because you're still in the air when you do the level 2, you get the 2 extra levels for that. So what I was doing here is the AS double under. For the double under you get 1 level, because I was doing the AS while I was in the air. I completed the AS while I was in the air. I get 2 extra levels, so 1 plus 2 makes 3. So all the what we call difficult doubles are level 3. Then another power example, the frog to the CL. Basically what are we doing? We're doing a CL, which is a level 2. Coming out of a frog we get 1 extra level, so that's the reason why frog to CL, it's level 3. We go to the next one. We had the exceptions of TSCL and AS backwards, which were level 3s. Well, we have some other level 3s when you jump out of the T-toad, inverse T-toad and caboose. Very important, you have to jump out of the T-toad, the inverse T-toad and the caboose. Otherwise it's only level 2 if you do not really jump out of it. This is the T-toad, this is the inverse T-toad, and this is the caboose. Jumping out like that, it's a level 3. This is just what we call a T-cross backwards. It's also a level 2. It used to be a level 3, that's why it's in this video. So it's also the same category of Toad, Kruger and so on. Same forwards, it's also a level 2. Then we have some transitions where you do, for instance, TS, TS, AS, AS, Kruger, Kruger, Toad, Toad, and Elephant, Elephant, and so on. Then the rulebook says that the first one is a level 2, of course, because we know that the TS is a level 2. But when you do the same skill afterwards, and you do it in a cross-cross transition, as we call those, then the next one is a level 4. So basically the first TS was a level 2, the second one is a level 4. So if they do this in a freestyle, you have to write 2, 4. Same thing for AS, 2, 4. Same thing for Kruger, 2, 4. Same thing for Toad, 2, 4. So we say these are transitions from Toad to Toad, Kruger, and so on. You can also do some other special transitions, which are, let's face it, the difficulty of it, it's more or less equal. So that's why we call them special transitions that are also 2, 4, like this one. 2, 4. It's, if you do it, if you are a jumper, you will notice that it's more or less as difficult as a Toad. And another one, it's this one, 2, 4. So once again, you have to jump from one to the other, of course. Next one. This is also just an ordinary level 2. This is also on this video because it used to be a level 3. So once again, it's the same, in the same category of Toad, Kruger, and so on. It's called the Megan. Then a one-handed frog to a CL, as I mentioned already in the beginning. When you're doing a one-handed power skill or coming out of a one-handed power skill, you get 2 extra levels, not only 1 extra level. So coming out of a frog was a level 2, coming out of a one-handed frog is a level 3, and of course when you go into a CL it becomes a level 4. Next one. These are what we call the difficult triples. So what you do a triple under which are already 2 levels, and while you're in the air you manage to complete a level 2, for which you get 2 extra levels. So 2 plus 2 makes 4. So all these difficult triple unders are level 4. Voila. There are many more examples, of course. Another example, AS2 push-up. AS is a level 2, going to push-up you get one extra level, so that's a level 3. Coming out of the push-up it's level 2, CL to push-up it's level 3, and then level 2 for coming out. Next one, quads with crosses, with difficult crosses, so like this one, or not this one. So the two that we saw, we managed to do a level 2 skill while we were in the air when we did the quadruple. For quadruple you get 3 levels, and we managed to do a level 2 while we're in the air, so 3 plus 2 makes 5. This one I was landing in the Megan. We just saw that the Megan is a level 2, so this is only only one extra level, because you're landing in a level 2, you get one extra level. Quad was 3 levels, 3 plus 1 is still 4. So the last one was a level 4. Next one. Here you do, I did a triple under backwards. This is 2 levels. Doesn't matter whether you do it forwards or backward, but I did a TS while I was in the air. A TS backwards, remember it was an exception, is a level 3. So the triple is 2 and the TS is 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. So that was a level 5. Next one. The TJ T-toad, I did a T-toad while I was in the air. Coming out of the T-toad is level 3, and doing a triple it's 2 levels. 2 plus 3 is 5. A TJ falling into split. This is not a decent split, but if it would be much deeper, then you would get credit for it. A TJ triple, as we know already, it's a level 4. Falling into a power skill, can be a split, a push-up, whatever. You get 1 extra level, so that is a level 5. And a level 2 for coming out. Here, she does a double under TS falling into a split. A double under TS, it's a level 3. Falling into split, 1 extra level, so that's a level 4. And a level 2 for coming out. Backwards TS, TS, CL, CL, and AS, AS is level 3, 5. It's the same because forwards you had TS, TS was 2, 4. Because the TS is a level 2, backwards the TS is a level 3, so it makes sense that if you do it backwards, TS, TS, it is 3, 5. So this one was a 3 and 5. This one is also 3, 5. And this one is also 3, 5. Next skills. This is a TS-TS in double under, so the TS-TS we already know it's level 4 switch. Because you do it in a double under, you of course get level 5, because 1 plus 4 is 5. You can do the same thing with an AS, like this one, so that's also a level 5. You can also do it with a CL if you want. You can do it with a lot of transitions. The next one, I think I'm gonna do it again so that you clearly see what I do. Voila, in a double under you do the level 4 while you were in the air. Then we go to the next one. A T-toad, double cross, T-toad, etc. So coming out of the T-toad was a level 3. Then this one is a level 4. And also this one is a level 4. Why is it a level 4? This I will explain you later, because I think I have some better examples to explain you why this is a level 4. This we will do later on, but remember those are level 4 skills. T-toad to a push-up is level 4. Why? Because coming out of the T-toad is level 3, going into a power is 1 extra level. So that was a level 4, level 2 for coming out. Megan is level 2, going to push-up 1 extra level. It's level 3, coming out a level extra level 2. Okay, let's make it a little bit more difficult. This one that I'm going to do is a level 6. First it will be a level 3 and then a level 6. Have a good look at what I'm doing. So I did a double under, and while I was in the air I managed to do this TS-TS switch backwards. You remember that the TS-TS switch backwards is a level 5, so doing it in a double under makes it of course a level 6. Let's have a look again. This was still the previous one. While I was in the air I made a switch, so that's a level 6. Let's go to the next one, let's have a good look. In here I did a quadruple with several things. So basically the rule is if you do a multiple, you get credit for the things that you do while you're in the air or just when you land. But we now have the new rule that when you do different things while you're in the air or doing in the air and you land, so you do many things in your multiple, you do get credit for all of them, but if you add more than one, you will have to deduct 1 level. It's quite difficult to understand, but let me explain you with this example. In this example, I did a quadruple, so that's already 3 levels. I managed to do a level 2 while I was in the air. I did a toad, and I also did a crisscross in the end, so that's also another level 1. But because I gave already credit and for the toad and for the crisscross, I have to deduct one more level because I gave credit to 2 things while I was doing the multiple or when I was landing in the multiple. So it's 3 for the quad plus 2 plus 1, but then we have to deduct one level. So the one that we just saw is a level 5 because of this reason. It's the same thing with this T-toad open cross in double. Coming out of the T-toad was a level 3. Doing the crisscross it is 1 level. So the multiple was 1 level plus 3 levels of the T-toad plus 1 level of the cross. It's 1 plus 3 plus 1 is 5. But because we're adding the T-toad and the cross, we have to do minus 1. So that's 4. That was the reason why the T-toad open cross in double was a level 4. And the same thing with the T-toad open landing in the TS. It's also level 4 because of the same reason. Let's go to the next one. That's also a quadruple, so once again the same idea, 3 levels for the quadruple, 2 levels because I managed to do the toad while I was in the air, and I landed in the TS, landing in level 2, it's the next level 1, but once again because I got credit for the toad already while I was in the air and the TS landing, I have to deduct 1, so 3 plus 2 plus 1 minus 1 is a level 5. Next one. This one we already know, it's a level 5 because you do a level 4 while you're in the air. The next one, it's a triple under, 1, 2, 3. What do we do there? In principle we are landing in a level 4 transition, so landing in a level 4 transition, it's 3 extra levels, and because it was a triple, which is 2 levels, 2 plus 3 is still 5. The same with the AS in double level 5, and then also this one in triple landing in the level 4 transition, it's also a level 5. Next one. This is the same as what we already saw with the TS, so basically backwards the AS in double while you are in the air, so that you do the transition while you're in the air, so that is a level 5 plus 1 extra level because I did it in a double. The next one. I hope you see the difference. There is a difference with this one, between this one and the previous one. In the previous one I did the cross transition while I was in the air. Here I first did the cross transition and then I basically did in double under AS open. So there you have of course a difference, and this is not a level 6 skill. So you see this is a level 3. Then I switch, which is a level 5 of course, and then I do AS open, which is a level 4. Let's go to the next one. This is also a level 6. What did I do? I managed to do a quadruple, and while I was in the air I did a toad, and also while I was in the air I did a CL completely. So that's 2 times plus 2, 3 plus 2 plus 2, but once again we have to do minus 1. 3 plus 2 plus 2 minus 1 is 6. So all those kind of quadruples where you manage to do 2 level 2s in the air is level 6. Next one. This is a quadruple, so 3 levels, you do a cross, that's plus 1, you're landing in an EB, landing in a level 2 is plus 1, and then of course again minus 1 because we are adding 2 things. 3 plus 2 plus 2 minus 1 is level 4. This is a quadruple landing in a level 4 skill, so we already saw the triple, and now I'm just doing the quadruple. Quadruple is 3 levels, landing in a level 4 is plus 3, but please forget the minus 1 because that's a mistake. 3 plus 3 equals 6. Next skill. It's the same thing, it's the quadruple landing in a level 4, and also again here I forgot to do delete the minus 1. 3 plus 3 equals 6. Another one, TJ to push-up, it's the same as a TJ to a split. It's a level 5 because a TJ is a level 4 going into a power skill. It's an extra level, it's a level 5. This is a special one, let me show it to you again. First I did a double landing in an EB, which is just an ordinary level 2. But then you will see I will do a triple under in which I complete the EB and I also complete a TS while I'm in the air. So basically I do a triple under, and in the triple under I managed to do 2 level 2s. Let's have a look. So it's after this one. Hop, 1, 2, 3. So I managed to do the EB and the TS while I'm in the air. I do a triple under, so that's 2 levels, plus 2 levels because I do the EB completely while I'm in the air, and the TS while I'm in the air, and of course, because we're doing and the EB and the TS, we have to do -1, 2 plus 2 plus 2 -1. This is a level 5. And then the next one, a triple under backwards with a TS in, it's a level 5, this we already know, so then it makes sense that this one where you do the quadruple, it's of course a level 6. Next one, 3, 5, this one we already know. Now have a good look at what I'm gonna do now. So what did I do? Once again, a TS backwards is of course a level 3, then I made the switch, and then I did the double TS open. So so this is a level 3 for the TS, a level 5 for the switch backwards, and then a level 4 for open. It's not the same thing as what we saw a few minutes ago, where I did the TS switch while I was in the air in the double, which was a level 6, and this is not a level 6, of course. Then a level 4 in a triple. So I managed to do a triple under, and I do a transition of a level 4 while I'm in the air, so that's 2 plus 4. That is of course level 6. So I can show you another 100 skills, I think, but I think that I went through most of the typical skills that that one can do. So I think once again it's very important that you know from all of those skills immediately what the level is, because you do not have the time to do all this adding and subtracting of levels, and do reread again the rulebook, because maybe some exceptions that are still in there that I didn't mention, you of course also have to know.